we are putting a lot of emphasis on this project to be sure we get it in a good state and then polish it, because where you really see like all the variety and loaders and the great look of the visuals and all that comes from time just really looking at it. We spend a lot of time listening to the guys who played the game, but you guys from the first game and users. We put this game to a lot of focus testing. So right now we've got a lot of guys that come in and are playing bits of the game hands-on, and really we're taking all of that feedback. What did you like? What you didn't like? Was that cool? Was that fun? What would you like to see out of the guns? What would you like to see out of the enemies? And are putting that all back in the game. So like I said before, it's sometimes hard to get our developers to stop playing the game to come back and fix bugs all at this point.
It's so much fun playing your own game.
But that's a really great place to be. And what you're seeing now is only going to get better before we release it. And it's amazing. And you've only seen the tip of the iceberg of the content. I mean, you've seen a couple of levels a day, and you're not even seeing Caustic Caverns in its full glory. It's amazing. There's so much in this game. If you love the first one, I hope that you're going to have a life when this game comes out. There's a lot of content in this.
There's no question. I mean, if that's really just the tip of the iceberg, then I really cannot wait to see what the full version is. I was extremely impressed with the demo that you guys displayed. It was just everything. Like I said, visually it looks outstanding, just like the first one did. I love the art style. It's very unique. It's fresh. Gameplay is extremely tight. Feels great. Shooting's excellent. I love how the characters, the Gunzerker is just a lot of fun. Dual wielding, him shouting, his voice acting just great. It's funny, and I also really love that the Siren's back, because that was actually my class that I used in the first one. So seeing that the Siren was back, I was like, oh, that's great. Like I can actually pick up on that. And then I was playing as the Siren. I'm like, her move's totally different. And obviously, it's not Lilith. It's somebody else.
Maya.
It's Maya. Right. Thank you. And
you're going to get a lot more Siren lore in this game. You got a little bit with Lilith and her phase walk in the first game. We're going to find out it's not all Sirens are the same. There's actually a finite number of them, and they're very heavily involved in the story. I don't want to spoil it too much.
No, of course.
But Maya, it all has to do with manipulation of this phase energy. Lilith had the phase walk where she could turn invisible and then obliterate enemies around her. Maya's got the great phase lock, so she can take that same energy and take an enemy out of combat and pull them into a bubble. And I'm not sure what talents you got to play with, but there's even things you can do to differentiate her by going down different talent trees in this one, from more healing and support, like Lilith had some of that in the first game, to just really being I'm going to destroy everything around me, which is a fun way to play.
Yeah, and I was even doing some of the health categories. I think it was Harmony, I believe.
Yes, that's a cool term.
And because I remember in the first one, I was actually more like the support. Like I was kind of like a medic, being a Siren. And I noticed like one of the abilities was to shoot my partner and to get them
healing bullets.
Healing bullets. It's like, that's really neat. I like that. I feel like I don't have to go from here to here. It's like I could just kind of zoom in down the scope and kind of shoot at my friend, but it's actually helping them out.
She's actually even got an ability mid-tier in that tree that's res. So for phase lock, if you target a downed player that's in their fight for your life moment, you can bring them immediately back up. You don't have to run over and revive them. You can use your phase ability to res a player.
And that's excellent.
So you're playing co-op. That's going to be awesome. You're going to want one of those.
You're going to want one of those people.
Yeah, in your party.
And then in the first environment that was in the demo, which was the
Wildlife Reserve.
The one thing I was trying to really take in the environment. So I was kind of turning the camera, I was kind of paying attention. I noticed that the water effects, first off, looked outstanding. The water itself was everything was rich in the environment. And then I looked outside into the sky, and you saw something faded in the sky.
You're seeing the big H, the moon and the Hyperion headquarters is what that is.
Is that what it is?
Right. And if you notice, did you get all the way to the end of the demo?
Yeah, I was getting shot at. I'm like, wait, hold up a second. Am I actually getting shot from the background? And I was looking at it, and I saw that satellite that was just, I thought it was part of the sky. Nothing interactive. And I saw this thing shooting rockets at me. I'm like, oh, okay, that's actually...
Well, they're not. If you watch carefully, it's not just rockets. They actually are like satellite bombarding you. They're dropping loaders on you. So the loaders and surveyors are being shot into the environment. So it's a moonshot coming, the big explosion of the crater, and then there's a loader coming at you with its blades or its guns or whatever. That's Jack, the antagonist, Handsome Jack. That's his headquarters. So that's actually the Hyperion moon base up there. So it plays. It's a presence throughout the whole game, and you'll find some more secrets about that as you play along. But yeah, that's Jack doesn't want you here in his wildlife preserve. You notice not only did you have the kind of the animal pens and all that where Hyperion and Jack have been doing some stuff there, but you have the whole Hyperion docks. Again, their presence is all over Pandora now. They're kind of the big evil corporation that's moved in to kind of get in the face of Pandora and really threaten all your friends and beloved characters. You know, one of the things you saw right at the beginning was Mordecai. He was one of the playable characters from the first game. And Mordecai is now kind of on the ropes. You know, Handsome Jack has been hunting down, has actually captured Bloodwing. Remember, Bloodwing was Mordecai's ability in the first game. He could throw up Bloodwing, this great kind of phoenix-like Bloodwing, you know, bird that went out and would attack enemies. Right. Well, that's the whole thing you're doing there in Wildlife Preserve. Is Handsome Jack has captured Bloodwing, and Mordecai has called you in to come help you find Bloodwing and rescue him from that. So you're going to get to interact with all of the characters from the first game. You know, Brick and Mordecai, Roland is back, and certainly Lilith. You're going to get to see her, and they're all entwined in this story with Handsome Jack. And he's not a good guy. And
he didn't seem it.
No, he's not.
He definitely didn't seem it.
He's a big, powerful dude that's got the wealth of a corporation and the technology at his fingertips. And he's going to start the game in your face. And all of the characters, even Claptrap and Marcus and Moxie, all those characters that you loved from the first game, they're having to struggle with Handsome Jack here. And so you're going to have to help them out.
And it's funny you brought up Moxie across the caverns after we defeated the boss. Here's this crate on its back, and we open it up, and it's naked pictures of Moxie, and here she is, just saying, like, you know, give it a look if you want, but, you know, bring it back to me. But then there was the option where Marcus then popped up, and he mentioned to bring it in, and I like how you actually have a decision gameplay now, where you can actually choose who you want to drop off the object.
Well, that's actually a great thing to point out. One of the things we enhanced with the mission system is you have some missions that give you optional objectives, so you can do some other things to get other rewards in the mission. And then some missions like this have multiple turn-ins. So in this mission, Marcus sends you to find this missing treasure chest, and you're not sure, you know, it's in it, and you get to it and find out it's pictures of Moxie that Marcus had, you know, and then you really have the choice as a player. Do I want to turn it in for Moxie and get a reward, or Marcus and get a different reward? And they'll give you totally different rewards depending on, you know, who you choose to turn it in. And so you're going to have more missions in this game that give you some variety, give you choice as a player, that give you a lot of that great freedom that we experience with, you know, different types of loot, different types of weapons, different types of characters, and just all through the board, you're going to find new and different stuff.